WQB, Vail, Colorado.
Good morning. It is Thursday, June 20th. We have a spectacular show for you today. We've got digital lifestyle expert Marion Armstrong that's going to join us. We've got Vail Health Family Birth Center that's going to come in and talk about all things milk. We've got Chef Richard Sandoval. You may know his name from Stoke and Rye here at the Weston Riverfront, right here next door to us in Avon. We've got technology and lifestyle expert Stephanie Humphrey coming on. And we're going to talk a little bit about AI and how that is affecting the workplace. All of that and all of this beautiful local weather coming your way. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today. That weather outside is looking absolutely incredible. Many people worry about that rain coming in, but that's obviously an opportunity for Mother Nature to actually bloom out there on the mountains. 58 degrees getting up today. 75 degrees is going to be the high today. We've got a 40% chance of precipitation, maybe some thunderstorms going out there. Just be careful if you're up on the mountain and take cover if you see a little bit of lightning and get away from it. So weather's going to be pretty good out there. Light winds. We see Vail by the hour, those warmer temperatures and those showers start rolling in about that 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is typical for here in the mountains. That I-70 corridor looks pretty good. 79 in Denver, 69 in Vail, 74 in Avon, 76 there in Eagle, with that rain chance kind of coming in later on in the afternoon. Now this evening, things will cool down to 53 degrees, perfect sleeping weather. 20% chance of precipitation tonight. That sun setting all the way 8:37. Nice long days here in Vail during the summer. Now this 5-day looks pretty daunting, but it's not that bad. We've got snow, we got some rain showers coming in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temperatures are in the 70s, but that's nothing to really be worried about. Typically that rain comes in the late afternoons, maybe a few small showers in the afternoon. But then as we get into Monday next week, again, that sun starts to come out 76, 78. So consistently 70-degree temperatures throughout the week. A little bit of rainfall, but again, we welcome that here in the mountains because it just makes everything just that much more beautiful. That's your local weather. We'll be back with more Good Morning Vail.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited about the summer, and I partnered up with a few great brands to help you really enjoy the summer as well. We're all traveling more, so I'm going to get started with McAfee's Safer Summer Travel Survey. Over 25% of Americans were affected by a travel scam. So, with AI scams getting harder to detect, you should check out McAfee Plus for privacy, identity, security, and scam protection. You'll get quick alerts on suspicious links in text before you click. And with their VPN, you'll be safe using public Wi-Fi. And with McAfee Plus Premium, you'll get advanced AI-powered security. And the first year subscription for an individual is just $49.99. Now, in the summer, we've got hurricanes, heat power outages, and more. So we need an accessible home backup solution, the Anker Solix F3800. Combined with the Anker Solix Home Power Panel is a backup solution during power outages, and it functions as a solar energy system for everyday use as well. With the Anker app, you have full control to manage your home's energy and reduce your electric bills. Plus, it's super easy to install with just an electrician, and setup only takes an hour. Now, another cool innovation for the home is Tavolo Mini Ice Cylinders Squeeze and Release. Mini Ice is really popular right now. People love the light and chewy texture, but they haven't been able to do this at home in an inexpensive way. The innovative cylinder is easier to release than standard mini ice trays, more affordable than ice machines, and creates enough mini ice cubes for 2+ drinks. You just squeeze to pop the ice free. Try it out in your iced tea, your iced coffees, cocktails, and more this summer. You'll love it. Now, summer spending can happen quickly. Trust me, I know this personally. But with Affirm, you can regain control over your finances. It's a flexible alternative to credit cards, so you can responsibly pay over time for all the things you'll need with no late or hidden fees. From making home improvements for summer entertaining with Walmart to booking vacations with Priceline, you can shop online or in store from thousands of your favorite merchants using the app or by visiting affirm.com. For more on everything else I covered, you can check it all out on our website at inthenews.tv.
Good morning, Vail.
Stevie Lee Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
It's where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces.
Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. We have in the studio today a couple extraordinary ladies. We've got Paisley from the Vail Health Family Birth Center and Elena, who actually worked as a donor in the hospital. We're going to talk today about Mother's Milk. Now, the Mother's Milk Bank, the Rocky Mountain Children's Health Foundation, all those things really help out. Paisley, let's start off. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with this and everything that Vail Health is doing about it.
Yeah, well, we're here today to talk about, to get the word out that Vail Health has become a milk depot. So what a milk depot does, it makes it a lot easier for moms to donate their milk at the hospital.
Now,
and it's, well, yeah, and it's always been, in the past, before the depot, it's been pretty difficult, especially living here in the mountains, because moms would have to drive to Denver, have their labs drawn for screening, and then drop off their milk in Denver. So it made it quite difficult to do that. And now we can do that all at Vail Health.
That's very nice. Where is your facility located?
Our facility, it's in Vail.
Okay.
Yep. So,
All right.
right.
And now, where's that need coming from for the donation of mother's milk? Why does that exist?
Well, it exists because, well, it's important actually because we currently use a lot of donor milk in our hospital currently, and we've been using donor milk for about almost 10 years now, the hospital. And it's really used for babies in the NICU who are premature and need some supplementation and some nourishment to really survive and thrive. It's also, we also at the hospital use it on the floor for babies for any baby who needs it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's important. That's why it's important.
And Elena, you've both been a recipient and a donor, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about your story.
So my baby, like Paisley was saying, is one of those babies who she wasn't in the NICU, but she started to lose a lot of weight and she needed some extra support because my milk took a long time to come in. So one of the nurses suggested, do you want to give her a little bit of donor milk? And I was like, yes, please, because she was losing a lot of weight. So I was so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. So then when I went home, it was a no-brainer for me to be able to give back.
Right. I could imagine, as a mother, so much stress and anxiety going on during the process, and then the whole milk situation, and to be able to have that available had to be somewhat of a relief.
Absolutely. I also feel really thankful because I had the opportunity to give back through Mother's Milk Bank. And when I did it, it was a lot difficult, right? It was very, very difficult compared to what the depot is going to do with the new moms, because I had to figure out how to do the blood drawn. I had to figure out where to donate the milk. So, yeah.
Now, Paisley,
Yes.
with the Milk Depot, are there hours of operation? And I know you may have events coming up, kind of like a blood drive. You have a milk drive, possibly. What kind of things take place so that donating mothers can help out?
Right. So the number one step would be to call the Mother's Milk Bank. If you want to be a donor, call the Mother's Milk Bank. They'll get you set up really well. They're a fantastic organization. And basically first they'll just ask you a lifestyle questionnaire, pretty quick, and then they'll send you a donor kit, like a lab kit in the mail, and you bring the lab kit and your milk to the hospital and check in with admissions, go to the lab, and drop off your milk right at the Vail, at the Family Birth Center in Vail at our hospital. And actually, we had a lady who donated her milk yesterday, and it took her 20 minutes.
Wow, that quick.
It was quick, in and out. Yeah, so it was great.
Now, I can imagine the need for this has existed for quite some time. How did the Milk Depot get started? Who was the kind of the initiation with getting that going?
Yeah, well, we have a great team at the Family Birth Center. My boss is incredible, Z McDaniel. She's amazing. And I kind of helped, I kind of got it started.
Yeah.
But it was a collaboration of the admissions department, the laboratory, to get it all coordinated. So it was a process, but we got it done, and it's up and running, so it's working out well.
So anybody that wants to donate can contact the Vail Health family?
Actually, the best thing to do, they can, for sure.
Right.
479-7181 is our the Family Birth Center phone number.
Okay.
But the best thing to do would be actually just call Mother's Milk Bank. And I do have the phone number. I know the phone number.
Okay, let's hear it. Get your pens, let's write this down.
It's 1-303-869-1888.
Perfect.
They can also go to the website, which is it's donate. No, you better look that up.
Okay, look that up. Everybody's got the Google now. So it's
I know what it is.
Okay.
It's milkbankcolorado.org.
Okay, milkbankcolorado.org is the place to go. Ladies, it's been a pleasure having you in. Oh,
Sorry,
Paisley,
one more thing. We're having a celebration today at Vail Health for the opening of the depot. It's from 3 to 5.
Okay.
And everyone's invited. Please come. Elena will hopefully be there. We've got another mom who donated her milk.
Right.
Members of the Mother's Milk Bank will be there. Nurses from the Family Birth Center will be there to answer any questions and just to celebrate. We're having cookies and milkshakes.
Wow, milkshakes, my favorite. I'll be there.
Okay.
Not Mother's milkshakes, just regular milkshakes. Exactly. Okay, good. Don't want to do that. Well, what a great event. What a great opportunity that the mothers here in the Valley now have to give that gift of birth, even a kickstart, in case some things and anxiety builds up, that milk is there and ready to go. Thank you both. Elena, thank you for your story. That's very nice. And if you've got a similar story, get into this open house today. Tell your story. It's one of those things that we all love to hear. Maybe we can get you on TV with us, sitting next to Elena and Paisley here, telling your own story. Ladies, thank you again.
Thank you very much for having us.
We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
This is Necklace. This easy-to-use, non-surgical alternative improves the appearance of sagging skin around your neck and jawline. Made from medical-grade tape, Necklace lasts up to 10 hours, giving you a firmer, smoother look all day long.
This is the one that works.
Starting on one side, peel off to expose adhesive and affix it beneath your earlobe. Stretch the strip around the back of your neck until it reaches the other side. Remove the white backing from the other end of the strip and attach under the other earlobe. Go ahead and take your hair down.
Wow, look at that! Necklace really is the one that works.
Women everywhere are thrilled with the results.
Necklace is my time machine and I'm loving life again.
Necklace is way better than surgery. It's cheaper and it's easier.
Oh wow, to wipe 6 years off in here.
Well, I like it. It's like a mini facelift.
Oh, it totally works.
I think I need a box or two.
Use the on-screen QR code or visit sagnomore.com to order now. We even give you a money-back guarantee. Try Necklace today.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
The Paltrow Cast is an award-winning weekly series featuring exclusive interviews with entertainers, athletes, and other influencers. Tune in weekdays at 10 a.m. to see where the conversation takes us.
Paltrow Cast.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Well, here in the Vail Valley, there are many great restaurants, but one of them that's been a staple here in Avon for quite a while is Mr. Chef Richard Sandoval, who's sitting next to me. Many of you may not know this, but Chef Sandoval was like almost a professional tennis player, I would say, right?
That was my goal.
And then and then it just sucked you in. How did you get into food and beverage?
Well, I grew up around the business with my father had a restaurant in Acapulco, so as a kid, I kind of grew up around it. My grandmother was a great cook, so I was always migrating to the kitchen.
Yeah.
So I was always involved in the restaurant business, not as deep as I am today, though.
Wow. Well, here in Avon, you've got Stoke and Rye that's 2 years, been around, but Maya was before that.
Right, we had Maya, which is our, a staple kind of Mexican restaurant, which we have one in New York, which is about 25, years old.
Yep.
So it was Mexican, and then, after I think it was about 7, 8 years, we kind of said, well, it's time to change it up a little bit. There's a lot of residents that live there that want to see new things. There's a lot of locals in the community. A lot of people come up from Denver. So we thought it was time to kind of, refresh, do something a little different.
Yeah, well, one thing I really enjoyed about Maya and now at Stoke and Rye there at the Weston Riverfront is you constantly change the menu. There's a seasonality to it. There's a different flair. And you also do a lot of events. What kind of events do you have coming up?
Right, so for example, I'm up here right now to do the solstice dinner. It's going to be the longest day of the year. So we're celebrating that. So I drove up here. We have a 6-course dinner with a caprese salad. We have a scallops, campanella pasta. Then we have a hanger steak. So it's a nice, kind of seasonal menu. And also we're going into, our shoulder season, which we kind of compress our menu. We do more specials for locals.
Yep.
We have a prefix menu now, so a little more affordable. Yeah, so again, it's very seasonal, right?
Yeah, your menu items are unbelievable. I mean, the flavor profiles that you create, but that's just the food. The cocktails are a whole nother story. It seems like you craft those to pair with each one of these entree or appetizer items.
Yeah, well, today, restaurants are lifestyles, right? People don't just go to restaurants to eat. They go to, see and be seen, the mixology, music.
Yep.
You got to have all the elements, right, to get people into the restaurant. Not only that, you have the most spectacular view in the valley there. You see the mountains sitting right there at the restaurant. So, couldn't ask for anything better, right?
It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful setting there. And, not to add pressure to chefs now, but everybody's a foodie. And we've got Yelp. We've got all these ways to rate the food. And so, when you're creating something, you've really got to be on your toes because everybody's a critic now.
And that's why I'm here, right? That's why I fly 500,000 miles a year, because I make it to all my restaurants. I taste all the dishes. And you're right, everybody, the bar has been raised.
Yeah.
Through social media and, globalization, everybody has access to everything. Real time, fast, so you got to be on top of your game all the time.
Yeah. Well, now all these miles that you fly, how many restaurants now do you have?
We have over 60 restaurants around the world.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, like I was telling you, we're in the Middle East, we're in Africa, we're in Europe, we're in South America, so we're all over the place. And we do a lot of licensing work. So yeah.
Right. That'll keep you young.
Or old.
Now let's talk about Viva Abejas.
Right.
So there's a book behind it. There's a whole story behind this about long live the bees.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, Micah, my director of marketing, kind of brought this initiative to me and said, after COVID, the bee habitats are, we're losing them. They're dying very fast, and nobody knew why. And then being in the restaurant industry, and said, we serve food, and not many people know this, but the bees are pollinators, right?
Yeah.
So I think 3 out of every piece of food you bite or you take, is through pollination. So if we lose the bees, we're going to be in big trouble. So we said, let's get involved. So Micah said, let's write a children's book. I think through education you can kind of change things. So getting kids at a young age and explaining to them, because again, what do kids think about bees? Right? They're in the pool, they get stung, they kill them.
Right.
So they have a very different perception to explain to them, no, they're not dangerous. We got to take care of them, and it's part of our food chain. So let's be good to them. And I'm surprised how well, they engage and they listen to the book and really kind of get engaged about in learning about the bees. So so it's a great initiative. We raised a lot of money for that. Through AI, we put chips into the habitats, and so we're continuously learning more about it.
Yeah, I mean the bees are just an amazing creature. Everybody, when you start learning about the method that they use, to save their own queen, to create a new queen, how the whole hive operates, where you've got your worker bees, you've got the drones, you've got the male bees. One good thing, they reproduce.
It's a whole community, right? But not many people know about it. So bringing it on top of mind, I think is helping. Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of more people being engaged. We have a program where in our hotels or our restaurants, you can do a honey program with the bees. So I think all these initiatives are, bringing awareness to people.
Yeah, and honey from a local level is great for people that might have allergies or things like that, because that pollen they can digest, and it helps with the immunity of some of these allergies that come our way.
There's just so many things, right? I mean, I love honey to cook. I mean, as you said earlier, my food is all about balances and contrast. Right? I always need that little sweet touch in there. So what better ingredient than use, real honey?
Get away from that sugar, sweeten it up with a little natural honey, and you're off and going.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, all the proceeds from your book go to the World Bee Foundation.
Correct.
What a great gift to give.
Yeah, no, we're super excited, and again, it's all about learning and investing in our future, and as imprinting, the new generations of chefs. I mean, my legacy is all about that. It's kind of, my mind is full of information, so I have to download it into people. So, through these things, I get people engaged, I get new generations involved, and hopefully, when I'm retiring playing golf somewhere, they can continue, where I started.
You're going to play tennis.
Well, both golf and tennis.
Two great retirement sports. I can't wait to get there myself. Now, over at Stoke and Rye, obviously we talked about the different menus that you create and come up seasonality. Any secrets coming up that we should know about to get in there and try?
Well, I think this prefix that we're doing. Also the good thing about the shoulder season right now is that we start testing some of our menu items for the winter. So you'll see some things that you haven't seen before. We'll have a lot of specials, and we'll be running them, kind of testing the market and see what people like or don't like. So you'll see a lot of different things our chefs will be testing, and then you'll see them on our winter menus.
And then I believe you got on Fridays starting up at 5:30 some local music that's going to be here, live music.
Yeah.
So another thing, like you said, people don't just go into a restaurant to eat, it's a social event.
100%, and again, as I said, it's a lifestyle. People today, when they go to eat, they expect all these things. I mean, when I started 30 years ago in New York, it was all about the food.
Right.
20% was everything else, but I took a shoe store and, built a restaurant with great food and was packed. If I did that today, I'd be empty.
Right.
I can't just, bank on my food and, again, you have to bring all these elements. So, music, views, lighting, mixology. We have an amazing mixologist that, we create all these experiences, whether it's smoke, it's fire. Also, today everything has to be Instagrammable, right? People I mean, you always see people on their phones, and that's how you get people, in the restaurants, by other people sharing their experience and then sharing it with other people through their social channels.
Absolutely. Well, Chef, thank you so much for joining us here today, but most of all, thank you for your influence on the food scene here in Vail, specifically there at the Westin Stoke and Rye. Get in there, check it out. That summer solstice dinner sounds absolutely incredible. And how do people make some reservations for that?
They can just call the hotel.
Okay.
From Stoke and Rye and make reservations. So we'll be hoping that everybody comes and kind of visits us this summer. Tastes our tasting menus. And tonight I'm very excited to be here and with all the locals, doing this dinner for them.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Chef. And thank you for joining us here at this segment. This is very important. Get out there, support those local restaurants, the Westin Riverfront, Stoke and Rye. Get in there, experience some of what Chef Sandoval has created, those inspiration, those flavors that are going to come through, not just in the food, but also in the cocktails. Get into the Westin, try this summer solstice dinner. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today.
Did you see Caitlin Clark last night?
She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires.
Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Eight-time Emmy-nominated Animal Rescue is a half-hour television series showcasing the heroic efforts of people helping animals. Join host and award-winning journalist Alex Payne and the Animal Rescue camera crew as they travel around the world, capturing dramatic rescues, rehabilitation, and relocation stories. For programming schedule, check your local listings today. Don't miss your favorite episodes of Animal Rescue.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Well, now's the time of year many people start thinking about possibly making a job change. So we've got the recruiter guy, Bill Humbert, to talk to us why a recruiting training manager is so important. Let's take a look.
A lot of companies don't know that they're making mistakes as they're going through the hiring process. Well, we've got the recruiter guy, the expert in the area, Bill Humbert, joining me. Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me this morning.
Oh, Maddie, it's such a pleasure. I appreciate you having me on your show.
Oh, we love having you here because I feel like I get to talk to you and then everyone gets to listen to what you have to say. And I learn so much from these conversations. So the wisdom that you're spreading upon the world is wonderful.
Super, thank you.
Of course. Now, we're going to talk about why hiring manager training is so important. So why is this training so important?
You know, over my 40 plus years as a talent attraction consultant, what I've discovered is very few managers have received formal interview training to learn how to effectively interview.
Now, as they're interviewing, why is it important for them to know how to correctly conduct an interview?
Well, first of all, think about this. If you haven't been taught how to effectively interview, you certainly haven't been taught how to select the best qualified candidate. And secondly, sometimes managers have no clue what questions are illegal and which ones are legal. For instance, I had a manager who had newly moved from another country interview a woman candidate. This was some time ago. And the woman, when I extended an offer to her, told me some of the questions he asked. And essentially, he went down the litany, step by step by step. Are you pregnant? Are you planning on getting pregnant? How are you going to take care of the kid? I mean, he asked all the wrong questions. And I went to him and I said, you know, all these questions that you asked, you cannot ask them in the United States. And he said, well, in my country, we're supposed to ask them. So, you know, it's really important that companies step up and have their managers learn how to effectively interview.
And what's something that's really important for managers to remember as they're going through the interviewing process?
You know, Maddie, what I've seen is some managers understand that building that relationship with the candidate, whether they end up hiring them or not, is very important. I had one manager say, or one candidate called, when I called them for their offer, I didn't know she liked me. I just went, oh my gosh. So it's important that they build a relationship, a positive relationship with the candidate, and that helps the candidate decide if they want to work with them.
Which is really important because this is a career, so you're making the move to take the job. You want to make sure that you like who you're working for, or else you're not going to even like showing up to work. Now, what are some great tips and tricks that people can find on your website as they're building their interviewing questions to find the best candidate?
Well, there are 8 different ways that I can structure interview questions. And, you know, most candidates today are aware of how to respond to behavioral questions. So it's really important to mix and match and put in the questions that kind of gets them off step, off comfort, and makes them think a little bit more, and you'll get better answers that way.
Now, these are great resources that are found on your website where people can see these 8 fantastic prompts, guidelines, steps to really make sure that they're doing the best interview.
That's correct. RecruiterGuide.com, that's where they'll find them.
And now, how should a manager end an interview?
Maddie, this is very important. If the manager loves this person, and let's say the person networked their way in through somebody the manager trusts, making an offer that day is so important because good candidates have a very short shelf life. And if you wait a week, you're probably going to lose them. And I'm speaking from 40 plus years of recruiting experience. I've seen it happen so many times, and it made me cry because, well, back in the early days, I got a fee for each person who started. So it's important that the manager, if they really like that person, they get that offer out as soon as possible.
Now, if a company is worried about how their manager is conducting an interview, what's a good resource for them to get in contact with you so maybe they can go through a training session with you?
The best way is just go to recruiterguide.com, and on my home page above the fold, there's a red banner and it says Speak with Bill. Click on that, put yourself on my calendar at your convenience.
And companies can use you as a resource to help train their managers, and then maybe people can use you as a resource to help find that perfect job.
Oh, absolutely. Some people call me the candidate whisperer since I've worked with so many candidates over the years.
Bill, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thanks for sharing your wisdom. It's important that people know how they can best hire the best candidate.
Thank you, Maddie. It's been great.
Make sure that if you're a company who's maybe struggling to find that perfect candidate, that you have your hiring managers go through this training. That way they have the best knowledge possible as they're about to bring on your new team members. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
Take the first game every one of us played in the schoolyard. Turn up the degree of difficulty to maximum, and then let loose some of the fastest and most agile athletes in the world to go one-on-one in what you have is the most extreme pursuit contest you've ever known. It's intense, it's addictive, and there's only one rule. Don't get caught.
If you haven't seen World Chase Tag before, here's how it works.
2 teams of up to 6 athletes compete in a series of one-on-one chases. Each chase lasts up to 20 seconds and has 1 chaser and 1 evader.
Opportunities for points on the board! Oh!
Whoever wins the duel stays on as the evader, and teams get 1 point for each evasion they make.
And it looks like the opening point of this contest.
It's the best of 16 chases to win the match, with a sudden death chase-off required to break any ties. It's win or go home from now on. Don't miss it.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Ooh. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
Each week on The Tech Show, you can look forward to the latest in technology and how you can use it too. We'll also chat with leading experts, and you'll find out if the latest gadget will take my money or not. Don't miss The Tech Show. Tech your local listings.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Well, summer is finally here, and it's time to gear up with some of that summer tech. Joining us today is, for some of that hot stuff out there in tech, some of the new things coming our way, is technology and lifestyle expert Stephanie Humphrey. Good morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Kevin. How's it going?
Well, it's going great. Thank you so much for joining us in Vail, Colorado today. Now, there's a lot of things going on with summer. It's sometimes some kids' first job. It's the parents' opportunity to teach them some financial responsibility. What kind of tech do you have for the parents to do that?
Well, you know, a lot of kids are starting their summer jobs these days, and Chase is making it really, really easy to do that, because it's important to provide kids with age-appropriate financial tools to help them learn how to responsibly manage your money. Chase's high school and checking accounts are great for this. These accounts are going to give them helpful tools to manage their finances more independently, and they can do it all through the Chase mobile app with features like Zelle for sending money, tracking what they've spent, and some help with budgeting. Kids won't need to download multiple apps, so that makes it easier for both them and their parents. And it's really all about empowering them to gain financial independence in a digital-first world.
What a great tool there for the parents and for the youngster, just learning that financial, that fiduciary responsibility. Now, how about for those that are looking to leverage tech in their house? What kind of suggestions do you have there?
I got you covered there as well, because one of the must-have gadgets for your smart home this summer is the Roborock Robot Cleaning Vacuum Q-Revo Pro. It has a flexi-arm design edge mopping system that ensures thorough cleaning even in those hard-to-reach areas and along the edges. And the Q-Revo Pro offers an effective full suite self-maintenance with hot water mop washing and intelligent dirt detection for automatic rewash and remop. And the Q-Revo Pro carries advanced robotic cleaning technology as well, making it more accessible to customers. And we know Prime Day is right around the corner. This is going to be a great value for that entry-level user, and it's available at Target, Amazon, and Roborock's official website.
Now, Stephanie, I see you standing next to that Weber grill. Is there grilling technology that's out this summer too?
There is some really exciting grilling technology out this summer, and this is the Searwood. It's Weber's next generation pellet grill, and it's designed to give people more confidence and control when they grill, so you can make delicious meals any time of day, whether you enjoy the authentic smoky flavor of low and slow barbecue, or you need that searing heat for the perfect steak. This grill can do it all and be ready to cook in less than 15 minutes. Now, the brain of the grill is called the Rapid React PID, and this works so that the grill actually self-adjusts as you cook. Plus, you can use the Weber Connect app to monitor and control the grill remotely. That makes it perfect for those gatherings where you want to spend time with your guests and not be so tied to the grill.
Well, it's like having your own backyard chef.
Absolutely.
Now, how about for those of us that are looking to level up this summer on some technology, all of those devices that we still have that aren't being used in our drawers? What do we do with those?
Well, it might surprise you that all of those devices in those junk drawers add up to about $43 billion worth of unused tech just sitting in our homes across the United States. And you might not know what to do with those old iPhones when you upgrade, but that's where Eco ATM comes in. Eco ATM is going to help people properly recycle their unused smartphones for cash on the spot. You can get up to $270 for an iPhone 13 Pro and some great trade-in deals for other devices from Samsung and Google and a lot more. Since 2009, though, Eco ATM has collected over 45 million devices, and that gives a second life to more than 20 million pounds of e-waste and prevents it from ending up in those landfills. And they have over 6,000 kiosks in national retailers like Walmart and Kroger, but in less than 10 minutes, you can recycle and earn cash on your used device. And if the phone ends up being a little too old and isn't eligible for cash, they will still take it off your hands and recycle it anyway. So it really is a win-win.
Wow, talk about financial responsibility. What a great way to put a few extra bucks in your pocket and be kind out there, out of the landfills. Don't fill it with that stuff. Recycle it the right way.
That's right. That's right.
Where else can we go, Stephanie, for some more information?
Well, for more tips on anything I talked about, you can just follow me on social media at TechLifeSteph.
Thank you so much again for joining us, Stephanie. Great tips, whether you're grilling, teaching your youngster to save money, or trying to recycle and be good to the environment. We appreciate all that input, guidance, and suggestions.
Thanks so much for having me, Kevin. Have a great summer.
You do as well. We'll be back soon with more Good Morning Vail.
Good morning, Vail.
One of the longest-running syndicated television series is back, America's Black Forum, a weekly series highlighting the latest in our lifestyles, business, entertainment, and finance. We introduce you to entrepreneurs who are making their mark in the business world and leaders who are fighting for change.
Welcome to America's Black Forum.
Tune in each week to know what's happening in our world today on America's Black Forum.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
What happens to a poker player when there is life-changing money on the line?
Hey, catch! I'm rooting for me.
When they are faced with adversity?
Holy smoke. Jason can't even breathe right now. Look at him.
When a WPT title is within their grasp?
How sweet that is, baby!
See for yourself with a front row seat to all the action on the World Poker Tour.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Hey, it's your boy, Nephew Tommy, your host for an all-new season of Black College Quiz, where the nation's best and brightest display their knowledge of Black history and culture while competing for prizes and scholarships. So get ready to see HBCU Nation take the academic field. Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Black College Quiz! BCQ! Yeah, man.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Artificial intelligence is a hot topic right now. It's involved in just about every facet of our lives. But how is it disrupting the work environment? How are employees and employers adjusting to this? Well, we had a chance to sit down with an expert and get some answers. Let's take a look.
Tim Dupree, President of Kelly Professional and Industrial.
Tim, what are some of the most revealing findings in the 2024 Global Rework Report?
Sure, we did a survey across 13 countries and 8 industries. And what we found is a pretty significant mismatch between what employees think need to happen versus what they're experiencing. We found 3 key things when doing the survey. First, talent strategies are not effective. In fact, 4 in 10 companies aren't unlocking the full potential of their workforce. Second, more than half of the companies say that they have ineffective workforce planning, which is holding back their business growth. And then third, over half the executives we surveyed tell us that they are missing out on opportunities due to a lack of skilled talent.
What are some of the biggest talent challenges employers are facing?
Sure. We already talked about missing out on those business opportunities because of the lack of skilled talent, but many companies say they don't even have good visibility to the existing skills of their own workforce. We also learned that upskilling talent is a top priority for many companies, but yet the employees told us only 25% of them have actually received the necessary training to become, and then go into the next role or advance in their career. We also heard that companies are turning to AI to solve challenges. In fact, 2/3 of companies are implementing or planning to implement artificial intelligence, yet the workforce doesn't feel prepared. In fact, nearly 40% tell us they don't feel positive about the impact of AI as a result.
You mentioned AI. What other things is AI disrupting in the workplace, and how are the employers adapting to that?
Well, AI has a tremendous possibility to drive productivity gains, efficiency, but when the workforce doesn't feel like they're a part of the solution, they feel like they're starting to take a step back. In fact, 1/3 of the talent that we talk to feels like they have less job security than they did before. They feel like their mental or physical well-being has worsened. We have talked to many what we call resilient leading companies. And what we have learned from them is they've developed clear strategies around technology and artificial intelligence, making appropriate investments in training and development of the workforce to adopt those new technologies, as well as bringing the workforce alongside them in the journey so they're a part of the solution and it's not being done to them.
Tim, what about employees' frustrations? What did the survey reveal about that?
Sure. One of the things that we heard from our employees, actually one of the more prominent things, is that step back that we were talking about. What we heard from them is they want career progression. They want to develop skills. But yet, because companies aren't investing the right amount in that training and development, they feel discouraged. They feel like they have truly taken a step back.
Tim, this has been great information. Where can we go to learn more?
Of course, for the full report, you can go to kellyrework.com. To learn more about Kelly, visit us at kellyservices.com. Or for job opportunities, download our Kelly Now app through Android or Apple iOS.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Let's take a look outside at that local weather. 58 degrees getting up today. High today of 75 degrees. Perfect temperature out there. 40% chance of precipitation coming in the form of maybe some few thunderstorms this afternoon. Southwest winds fairly light, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Just something blowing through the valley. As we look at Vail by the hour, the weather starts to change there. Probably around that 3-4 o'clock hour as we see some of those scattered thunderstorms maybe come through the valley. I-70 corridor, 79 in Denver, 69 in Vail, 72 in Avon, 76 in Eagle. With all that chance of precipitation rolling in this evening, it's going to cool down nice. 53 degrees, 20% chance of rain tonight. That sun setting at 8:37 p.m. As Chef Sandoval pointed out, he's having that summer solstice dinner coming our way to celebrate the longest day of the year. Looking at the 5-day, yes, a little bit of rainfall coming in the form of some thunderstorms coming in, but nothing really to worry about. Some great temperatures, 70 degrees. And then Monday we get in partly sunny, 76 degrees, 78. So overall, some great temperatures coming into the weekend. Don't let that rain scare you off. It's just a little drink from Mother Nature to get those wildflowers going and to green things up and make that camping season much more safe for everybody out there. Now get out. There's a lot of special events going on, especially over at the Weston Riverfront, Stoke and Rye. As Chef Sandoval mentioned, some great flavors to share over there. And don't forget about Vail Health doing their drive and open house today from 3 to 5 with some mother's milk going on. So thank you again for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with more Good Morning Vail.
See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but